Hey, welcome to our Trends blog. If you're here for the first time, be sure and give our previous episodes a watch. If you're not a first timer by now, you know how we do things. So the trends for today: Threads, as if we didn't have enough social media platforms already, and the sound of freedom. Let's go. Threads. Have you heard about it? Are you on it? What do you think about it? Let us know in a comment below, but I want to talk about this from an objective perspective, because no, I'm not actually in it. In case you haven't heard of Threads yet, it's basically Meta's newest social media platform that looks almost identical to Twitter. I want to ask you a series of questions throughout our episode today. All right, question number 1. Why the sudden need for Meta to create a whole new social media platform? Maybe it's an excuse because they're afraid that Elon Musk might be on the verge of taking Twitter to a whole new level, which could lead to the failure of Instagram. Maybe this is Meta's way of keeping its audience engaged and satisfied on all of its platforms. One way or another, ChatGPT, sorry, but I have to dethrone you. Threads, here you go. Yeah, so Threads has actually taken the crown as the most rapidly downloaded app ever, easily outstripping ChatGPT. In just 6 days, it reached 150 million downloads. Dang, Mark, not bad. Mike Isaac wrote an interesting article for the New York Times about Threads and brought up some interesting points. If you want to check it out, I included the link in the description box below, but in short, he talked about how the hype will probably be going down a bit soon, and as things stabilize, we'll then get a clear picture as to who could potentially keep the winning side of the competition, Musk versus Zuckerberg. In this article, he used a story about Google+, if you remember those days, and how its goal was to eventually overcome Facebook's reach, but didn't really end up where it hoped it would be. So history can repeat itself. Maybe Threads skyrockets and becomes the new Twitter, or maybe it follows in the footsteps of Google+, which honestly doesn't seem likely. Even if Twitter remains the social media center for public discussion, Threads could very well take up its own mantle and become the new social media king for who knows what. Something I have to bring up as well is the fact that after Musk bought out Twitter, things started changing. Free speech was definitely pushed more than the previous years, but some things also changed that not everyone's a huge fan of, like having to pay for your Twitter account to be verified. But one thing I can say is this: Elon seems to be very open for ideas, improvements to be made, and innovation to take Twitter to a whole new level.
Well, I think it's very important for there to be an inclusive arena for free speech.
So will Threads preach free speech? Will there be paid versions? How much censoring will there be? And will we get those weird posts from our friends saying, share this post so that Threads won't have rights to all of your personal information, just like Facebook did? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Try it out, see if it works for you. See if you can use it to bring in more business. But honestly, for me, I'm still trying to keep up with the 5 social media platforms I'm on, but that's just me. Moving on. So in case you didn't somehow hear about this yet, quite some drama has been going on as of late around a certain movie with a certain message that is for some reason not being talked about enough: The Sound of Freedom. The Sound of Freedom, based on an incredible true story, shines a light on even the darkest of places. After rescuing a young boy from ruthless child traffickers, a federal agent learns that the boy's sister is still captive and decides to embark on a dangerous mission to save her. With time running out, he quits his job and journeys deep into the Colombian jungle, putting his life on the line to free her from a fate worse than death. I want to share some interesting facts with you. Disney originally owned the rights to this film and had no plan to release it. Angel Studios bought the rights. They took it to Amazon and they were turned down. Then they took it to Netflix and also got turned down. After a 5-year delay, they were finally able to get it into 2,600 theaters, and guess what? They beat out Disney's Indiana Jones on July 4th. Indiana Jones's budget was $294.7 million. Sound of Freedom's $15 million. Indiana Jones released in around 4,600 theaters and Sound of Freedom in 2,600 theaters. Indiana Jones on July 4th at the box office made $11.5 million, while Sound of Freedom made $14 million. But something that doesn't really add up to me is that there were multiple occurrences of movie theaters running into issues while viewers tried to watch the movie. Some theaters said their ACs weren't working only in the halls where this movie was showing. Some theaters had technical issues where the movie wouldn't work and viewers were offered refunds. And the stories just keep coming and coming. Anyways, from the numbers mentioned earlier, clearly this movie has been doing well, and honestly, I hope it continues to do so. Very rarely are serious issues like this brought up and publicly discussed, at least not as much as they should be. So my question is this: why was it turned down by Amazon and Netflix? Actor Kevin Sorbo said the media praised Cuties, but criticized The Sound of Freedom. That should tell you everything you need to know. So maybe it's just coincidence that these studios turned the movie down, maybe not, who knows? The takeaway I want to give you is this: how aware are you of what's going on in the world around you? We just released season 4 of our growth podcast. In one of the episodes, Chip Eichelberger and Michael Maximoff talked about being present and how it's important to be present in the moment. If you're on a Zoom call, be on the Zoom call. If you're in a business meeting, be in the meeting, not focused on anything else.
From a presenter standpoint, that's one of the key things, is to be in the moment and be there. I'm not scripted. I know where I'm going. I always have an interactive handout when I'm speaking. I just think there's not much value in people sitting there like this listening to you. I got to get them engaged, writing stuff down, because then I can persuade them. I learned that when I sold tickets for Tony. If I can get them engaged, I can persuade them.
We all live in this world. We want to succeed in our work, and we want to truly be the best versions of ourselves. How aware are you of everything going on in the world, and how does that impact your daily life? I personally love this podcast, and this really gave me a challenge to be more aware of the world I live, work, and relax in. Okay, let me leave you with one question and also one challenge. Can you take 1 week and only watch, listen to, and focus on things that will make you a better person? If you can, come back and leave me a comment with how you feel after just 1 week. The challenge: be more present in every aspect of your life, in work, with family, with friends, or whatever. This isn't just a time management skill that can drastically improve your effectiveness, but also help you to enjoy each moment of your life. Thanks for watching. Be sure to let us know what you think of Threads, if you watch The Sound of Freedom, and if you want to hear about upcoming trends this year, stay tuned for our upcoming videos. Till next time.